My pet peeve is my own ability to yes-end everything. I started doing improv in 2010, and obviously for those of you who have done an improv class at the UCB, you know you yes-end everything. You say yes and whatever. And so July of last summer, well, not this most recent summer, this 2017, I started dating someone, and it like took off. Like it was like the end of July, but then like that August, it got real. There was a solar eclipse. Yeah. I like threw it out there. Here's the thing, like I'll throw out crazy ideas and like just go with it. Like a week before that eclipse, I threw out the idea at my company's, like, I was in like the fun committee at work, and they were like, what are your ideas? What would be fun for an event? And I was like, what if I did a whole escape room for the entire company? And they were like, yes, do that, yes. And so like I got stuck doing a whole escape room. It was wonderfully successful. HR was like, it was like a psychology experiment, but that's fine. This story is about me throwing out the idea of like this person and I who just met a month before hauling ass up to the middle of nowhere in Oregon to watch the solar eclipse in totality. Like we were at a bar together, and I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if we saw the eclipse? And she was like, yes, and let's go. And I was like, fuck it, tomorrow morning we're waking up and we're going to drive to Oregon. So we did. We like got, exactly. I was like, I have $200 in my account, that'll do. We got some hummus, we got some carrots, we got some celery sticks. And we made our way from Los Angeles all the way up to Oregon. And along the way, like we stopped in some places, and like, I'm not gonna lie, like it was my first time as an out lesbian in the like outside world, like not in LA, not in like our liberal bubble. And like, we went to a Walmart, because again, I had $200. So we went to a Walmart, and we were like holding hands, and like immediately we were like, never mind. We're not gay. And like everybody in Walmart was like, you queer? And we were like, yes, no, we aren't, no. And then like we went to like an Applebee's in Oregon. I'm not gonna lie to you, Applebee's in Oregon is super homophobic. I ordered a drink to like calm my nerves, and I had to like rush out to my car and be like, oh, I gotta get my ID real quick. And in that like short time, I was like, God, I hope no one murders us. It was crazy. It's crazy. Like I didn't realize like how crazy like homophobic the outside world is. But I should have known, because I'm from Pennsylvania. So shame on, but like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm in therapy. It's fine. So we go and like we camp out the first night, and it was like this really neat little like camping spot in like on the border, like just over the border into Oregon, and it was awesome. And like the people there, it was like this family run campground, and like everybody there was like a friend of the family, and they had this like giant Rottweiler that was like, I'm just gonna chew on everyone's arm a little bit. And like everybody just like let it happen, and the dog's name was Lucifer. So like I was like letting Lucifer like eat my arm, and I was like, oh, he's so cute. He's great. And then like they were like, we have a pool, but it's very shallow. It was a 2-foot deep pool, and I was like, that's not a pool, that's a puddle. I don't know, what was the point of that? That's like a Chihuahua as a guard dog. So we like camp out. It's great. There's like the only people that like didn't really fit in, and like I don't mean it to be like this, but it was a German family. They didn't speak English, so we couldn't talk to them. So they didn't fit in naturally. But we were like, cool. And then like we moseyed on up to Smith Rock, Oregon, which is like a beautiful low-key national park that like neither of us had ever heard of. And we drove up and we were like, do you have any camp spaces still? And like this British park ranger, and I was like, why are you British and a park ranger in the US? It makes no sense. And she was like, we don't have any campsites, but you can just sleep by the cemetery. And I was like, the what? And she was like, the old cemetery. And there was like this like real scary looking like Old West cemetery. And we were like, well, I guess this is as good as it gets. So we slept overnight in the cemetery. And like, here's the thing, like when you're like leading up to seeing an eclipse with somebody, like you fall in love. It doesn't matter if you knew each other for a month. It doesn't matter if you knew each other for 10 minutes. Y'all are gonna fall in love. So we did, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like we had sex in the back of my car in that cemetery. I'm sorry, spirits. We had sex, and then I wiped the window, and like this guy was just standing there with his telescope, and we were like, ugh! And then we ate carrots and hummus, because that's all we had. So like during the eclipse was magical. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was amazing. It was like a beautiful, like no camera can pick it up the way it actually appears in person. And we saw it. It was in totality. Not to be a nerd, but like I'm a nerd. And it was totality. It was like a black disc went across the sun, and it was like a black disc in the sky, and like blew like crazy waves. It felt like I was on drugs, but I wasn't. And it was amazing, and it was brilliant. And we were drinking PBR, because again, $200 in the bank account. And I was like, we should get married. I'm pretty sure seeing the solar eclipse together is Wiccan married. Let's just make it official. Like, good, not really Christians, but wink, wink, Christians for our parents. And she was like, my mom told me not to get married, but fuck it, let's do it. So like, we watched the eclipse, and we were like, let's just drive home, give each other hand jobs on the way home, and plan our wedding. And that's what we did. And we got back to LA, and we were like all set. We were gonna get married at Echo Park Lake. And it was like supposed to be like that Sunday. And that Thursday night, I was like, you know what? It's been 4 days since that wicked ass eclipse, and I've been thinking, I don't think we should get married. That's crazy. And she was like, I'm insulted, but I can wait. Cut to like 5 months later, we broke up. Exactly. Think about how expensive that would have been if we had been married. Dodged a bullet. Now I'm just like on a lesbian kickball team, running through the fields, flirting with everybody, you guys. So my point is, don't let the solar eclipse fool you. You're not in love.
Jen Curcio, ladies and gentlemen.